everyone, welcome to Basics with me, Vicky, here at I Am Yogi. We're going to get straight into it. Today we're looking at opening up the front of the body, working towards a peak posture of upward facing dog. So when you're ready, come to find a kneeling position on your mat. And if kneeling doesn't feel good for you, by all means you can come to easy cross-legged if that feels a little bit better. But if you can, kneeling. And let's just rest the hands in the hip creases, have the palms open, and just give yourself a little shoulder roll here and sit nice and tall. Thinking about dropping the chin in slightly, lengthening through the back of the neck. And just close down the eyes whenever you feel ready. Soften the face, relax the jaw. So it's important you take a few moments just to settle and arrive on your mat. Allowing the thoughts just to still. Reminding yourself that the next part of your day is just about you, your breath, your movement, nothing else. As always, the breath is the perfect tool to help us still the mind. So whenever you're ready, just start to breathe a little more consciously. So inhaling and exhaling through the nose. I'm really trying to fill up the torso with each breath. And then contracting and squeezing the air out as you exhale. Really thinking about deepening and lengthening each breath. Trying to take it out of the upper body and the shoulders and really send it nice and deep into the belly. Maybe even the sides and the back of the body. And whenever your mind starts to wander during your practice, this is what I want you to guide it back towards. Each inhale and each exhale. Wishing you all a wonderful practice. When you're ready, blinking the eyes open and just keeping the gaze nice and soft towards the floor. We're just going to start with some gentle stretches through the neck. So when you're ready, as you exhale, just drop the chin towards the chest. And you should feel a nice stretch through the back of the neck. Keep the shoulders soft. And then when you're ready, we'll start to roll the chin over towards the right shoulder. So it's almost like the earlobe is going towards the top of the shoulder. And you can stay here if this is enough. If you want, you can reach the left fingertips out to the floor, which will just encourage a little bit more of a stretch through the top of the left shoulder. And again, you can stay here, or you may even want to use the right hand just to gently place it on the head, and instead of pushing or pulling on the head, you're almost pressing the head into the hand. Notice the breath. And with each exhale, see if you can stretch the left fingertips a little more or press the head into the hand a little more. Good, let's release out of that nice and slowly. So just use the right hand to maybe guide your head back to center, and then let's do a few shoulder rolls before we go to the other side. So on an inhale, bring the shoulders forward and up, and on an exhale, just drop them back and down. Good, and then when you're ready, let's drop the chin once again. And this time we'll take the chin over towards the other side, so towards the left shoulder. And again, remember, you can stay here, or we're taking those little optional extras. So right fingertips reach to the floor. Maybe left hand just rests to the right side of the head. Remembering to press the head into the hand and just staying here with the breath. Getting a nice stretch from the side of the neck and across the top of the shoulder. Good. Inhale, slowly come back to center. Maybe using that left hand just to gently come back. Good. And again, a couple of shoulder rolls, going in a backwards direction, as we're really trying to encourage an opening through the chest today. Nice. When you're ready, just start to reach and float the arms up. Let's grab the left wrist with the right hand, grow a little bit taller, and then we'll just side stretch over to the right. Be mindful we're not crunching into the right side, we're having some nice length through the left side of the body. Check in with the breath. Good, as you inhale, let's slowly come back to center. Exhale, just switch the grip, and then take an inhale, grow taller first, and then exhale, let's go to the other side. Keeping the shoulders soft, drawn down the back, keeping the torso nice and open. Good, last breath here. Inhale, let's come back to center, and exhale, just take a little shake of the arms, and again, a couple of shoulder rolls. And before we move from here, let's just bring our hands forward in front of us and think about our shoulder joints. So I want you to externally rotate a lot today. So if your palms are facing down, fingertips reaching forward, just flip the hands and notice what's going on with the shoulders, and just do that a few times, just so you get the sensation of what external and internal rotation is. So as the palm is facing down, we're internally rotating. As the palm is facing up, we're externally rotating. And then once you've got that sensation, that kind of showing off of the collarbones, that external rotation, I want you to have a go at that, but with the hands flat to the floor. So just float your hands down, and then just think about that shoulder movement again. So internally and externally rotating. And that's the tricky part with our peak posture today. I want you to externally rotate, but the hands are going to be flat to the floor. So we'll be playing around with that quite a bit today. Right, let's move. So when you're ready, walk the hands forward, and let's come to tabletop. So all fours. Remember what you know, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. The gaze is down and the neck is long. And let's do some cat and cow, so warming up the spine now. When you're ready, inhale, drop the belly, open the chest, lift the tailbone, and just think what's happening with the shoulders, external rotation. As you exhale, reverse the motion, draw the belly in and up, curl the tailbone under, and draw the shoulders forward, internal rotation. So as you move through your cat and cow, I want you to think about your shoulder joints. Think about what's going on. And the movement might be very slight, but it is there. And the more mobile your shoulders become, the more you'll feel these movements a little bit more. Excellent. On your next round of cow, so that's when we inhale, I want you to hold. So the belly's dropping, the chest is open to the front, and you're spinning the chest forward. So it's almost like you're showing off your collarbones. Stay here for 3 more breaths. Don't forget to breathe. Good. Can you draw the shoulders down and away? Just for 1 more breath. Good. And then exhale, just release out. Maybe move around a little. You might want to just swish the shoulders backwards and forwards. Good. We're coming to melting heart now. So padding the hands forward, walking them towards the top of your mat. And you might take them a little wider than shoulder width. And then just keeping the hips over the knees, you're just bringing the chest towards the earth. And it doesn't matter how low you go, just go as low as feels comfortable. Keep the hands nice and grounded, so really spread the fingers. And if you can, keep the elbows lifted and just focus on the chest, maybe even the chin coming a little closer to the earth. Take the creases out the neck, focus on the breath. And by all means, if you don't feel too steady here, you can tuck the toes and just keep the toes on the ground to help you out. Just 2 more breaths. Each exhale, maybe you're going a little bit deeper. Excellent. So when you're ready, just look forward and we'll lower our elbows down and our forearms down to the floor. We'll tuck our toes under, extend the legs and lower our bellies down. So everything's on the floor. Coming into Sphinx pose. So your elbows are underneath your shoulders. Your fingers are nice and spread. So there's a lot going on in this posture, but it doesn't look like much is going on. So let's think about what's going on. So firstly, tops of the feet are pressing into the floor. The thighs are engaged. So really lift the kneecaps and drive the thighs into the earth. So really feel the legs switch on. Then start to press your pubic bone down to the floor and almost scoop the lower belly. So from the navel down, everything's switched on. You're really strong and supported. And then from the navel up, we're trying to lengthen. So we're trying to almost grow a little taller through the spine, and we're spreading the fingers and pulling the mat towards us. So it's almost like we're trying to pull our rib cage through our arms. The gaze is forward, the neck is long, and the face is soft and relaxed. You should feel the shoulders start to work, the upper back start to work, maybe even the sides of the torso working. Stay here for 3 more breaths, make sure you're breathing. Keep pulling the mat towards you. It's almost like you're trying to drag yourself along the earth. See if you can draw the shoulders back a little more, show off your collarbones a little more. Last breath. Nice. As you exhale, release the forehead down. Just create a little pillow for your forehead with the forearms and just take a little rest here. You might even want to rock on the hips from side to side. So we're going to take 1 more set of Sphinx. So on your next inhale, when you're ready, prop yourself back up. Remember what you know. So switch on the lower body. Lift the kneecaps, press the tops of the feet into the floor. Drive the pubic bone down, scoop the lower belly up. Pull the mat towards you, roll the shoulder blades back. Think about that external rotation that we've worked on so far. Look forward and draw the rib cage through the upper arms. Draw the upper arms in towards the midline, almost like you're hugging the rib cage. Drag yourself through, 3 more breaths. Feel the shoulders working, feel the upper back working. Make sure you're breathing, last breath. Excellent. As you exhale, just release. And this time, let's bring our left ear and cheek to the floor and just our hands can rest beside us with the palms open. So you're just allowing the shoulders to slump forward now. Focus on the breath and just notice how the shoulders are feeling. Excellent. When you're ready, forehead comes to the center of your mat. And I want you to bring your hands beneath your shoulders. Now your legs are still nice and active, so just engage them once again. And the feet can stay hip width, yeah? From here, we're just going to lift the right leg off the floor. So even though, so keeping the hands nice and soft underneath the shoulders, just switching on the lower body. So when you're ready, float the right leg up and away from the floor, pointing the toes, holding for 5, for 4, making sure we're breathing, lifting the leg a little higher for 3, for 2, on 1, release the right leg down. We go straight to the left, so left leg floats up. And even though the resting leg is down, it's still active. 5 good breaths here, 4 more. Point the toes, lift the leg higher, see if you can lift the thigh. Good, releasing down. And then again, just let the arms rest beside you. Maybe the right ear and cheek comes to the floor now, and you're just swishing and rocking on the hips a little. Excellent. So hands underneath the shoulders once again, come back up. So forehead, center of the mat once again. This time we're going to lift both feet off the floor. So on your next inhale, start to lift both feet off the floor. Now they might not go as high this time, it's all good, but just make sure you're really lifting using the back muscles. Now you can stay here with the forehead down, or if you want to start to peel the chest up, you can start to lift a little bit there as well. So there's no weight in the hands, almost squeezing the shoulders together. Let's take 3 more breaths here, stay strong. Can you peel the chest a little higher? Lift the thighs a little more. Good, exhale, release. Right ear and cheek to the floor, arms beside you, just rest. Maybe a little rock from side to side. So final set. So if you didn't lift the chest last time, maybe you're having a little go this time. So when you're ready, forehead back to the center of your mat. And on your next inhale, let's lift everything up straight away. And if you want, you can reach the arms behind you with the palms facing down, fingertips reaching. So you're really encouraging the shoulders to squeeze together, the chest to lift, and let's hold for 3 more breaths. Good. The gaze is down, the neck is long, 2 more. Can everyone lift a little bit higher? Excellent, release down, let the forehead come down. This time let's tuck the toes, push through the hands and take a little child's pose. So hips back to heels and just take 5 breaths, almost rounding a little bit through the spine. If it feels nice, you might want to bring the hands beside the feet and just allow the shoulders to slump forward. Check in with the breath, check in with the shoulders. When you're ready, if your hands are reaching forward, just slide them in beside the knees and just push yourself up in a nice gentle roll through the spine. Once you get to the top, maybe a couple of shoulder rolls, and then we'll come back to all fours and we'll tuck the toes and we'll lift up into our first downward facing dog. So as we're focusing on the shoulders today, I want you to really think about your shoulders in downward dog. So walk out the legs by all means, give yourselves a little stretch, but think about what's going on with the shoulders. We want them down away from the ears, nice and soft, almost melting into your spine. And if you can, try and think about a gentle external rotation. So it's almost like your armpits are drawing towards the midline, just to help the shoulders stay down and the chest to melt a little closer to the thighs. Notice how the breath is in your downward dog. And if you're still moving, just come to find a little bit of stillness now. Good, when you're ready, start to walk the feet to the backs of your wrists. And just take a nice little ragdoll here. So catch opposite elbows and just sway a little from side to side. And this time you can allow the shoulders to really slump forward, so they're almost touching the ears maybe. Excellent. Release the elbows, let the arms hang heavy and just slowly roll up through the spine. No rush. So stacking your vertebra one on top of the other, until the head, the neck and the shoulders are the last things to come up. And then once you're there, give yourself a nice big shoulder roll. And as always, your feet can be hip width or you can have your feet nice and close together. Either way, towards the top of your mat. Ready to flow through a couple of sun salutations. So when you're ready, on your next inhale, float the arms forward and up. Good. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, find a little bit of length. Exhale, fully plant the hands. Let's step right foot, then left foot, and lower the knees. Uncurl the toes, hinge forward and come all the way down, elbows in. On your inhale, we're gonna hold baby cobra. So just like before, the legs are nice and strong and stable, and we're peeling the chest away from the earth. Everyone, hover your hands, squeeze your elbows and shoulders towards one another. Last breath, lift a little higher. And then exhale, release the forehead to the floor, tuck the toes under, push the hips back and high through a child's pose into your downward facing dog. Good, 5 good breaths here. Inhaling, exhaling 1. Think about the shoulders, what's going on there? 2. Nice strong breath. 3. 4. Excellent. On your last exhale, look forward and then inhale. Let's step the right foot through and then bring the left foot to meet it. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, press through the feet, reach the arms forward and up. And then exhale, come back to stillness. Let's just do one more like that. Inhale, arms forward and up. Maybe lift the gaze. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, fully step back. Maybe left foot leads this time. And then we lower the knees straight away. Uncurl the toes, hinge forward and lower with control. Once you're there, we're gonna hold once again, baby cobra. And if you want, reach the fingertips for 5. Squeeze the shoulders towards one another for 4. Strong legs, 3. Breathing here, it's a little tricky, 2. Good, on 1, exhale to release the forehead down, tuck the toes under, push the hips back and high, and take 5 good breaths in your downward facing dog. Again, can you think about relaxing the shoulders down and away from the ears? Maybe spinning the armpits towards the midline. 3 more breaths. Excellent. On your last exhale, look forward and let's step the left foot through this time to begin with, and then the right foot joins it, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, reaching the arms forward and up. Exhale, finding stillness. Good. So we're just going to add on a little bit now to the end of that. Inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, diving forward, really moving with the breath now. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, stepping back to your plank, whichever foot you like to lead with. Knees down. Elbows go back as you lower the belly with control. Last little hold for our cobra. So if you want to reach the arms, you can. And if you want to lift the feet this time, you can. For 5. For 4. The neck is nice and long, so keep the gaze forward. 3. Stay strong, lift higher. 2. Good. On 1, release as you exhale. Tuck the toes, hips back and high, downward facing dog. So you can stay here, or if you're feeling like you want to lift the right leg before we step it through, you can try a little 3-legged dog. And if you've lifted the right leg, you can even circle the toes just to rotate the ankle a few times. If you've lifted the right leg, just make sure that there's equal pressure through your hands. Couple more breaths here. Excellent. Everyone, lift the right leg a little higher and then look forward, and then stepping the right foot all the way through between the hands, nice and light. Bump it up if you need to. Drop the left knee, uncurl the left toes, and take an inhale to sweep the fingertips forward and up into a low lunge. Nice. Now if you want, you can keep the arms reaching up, or if you want to encourage a little bit more opening through the chest, you can take the arms wide. So we're just cactusing the arms out to the sides to really encourage a nice opening through the front of the chest. Still keep a nice length to the tailbone, navel drawn in, and really start to tease the chest forward now. Maybe looking up towards the sky. Check in with the breath. Good, listen carefully as you inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands around the front foot once again and just tuck the back toes under and lift the back knee. Spin the back heel down and let the left fingertips reach forward as you rise into warrior two. Good, so in your warrior two, there's a really deep bend in your right leg and the fingertips are reaching. We're going to take some flying warriors, so let's flip the palms to the sky and on an inhale, reach up to the sky, extend the right leg, maybe lift the gaze, hands prayer, and exhale, come straight back down. We have 4 more like that. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale, back down. Good. Really moving with the breath. 2 more. Soft shoulders, last time like that. This time on your inhale, come up and just pause in a star position, spin on the heels, and then as you exhale, turn the toes to 10 and 2 and sink down into a goddess with cactus arms. So you're really trying to draw the shoulders towards one another, the elbows are bent and the fingers are spread. We've really got energy through to the fingertips. And you've got a good 3 more breaths here. If you're not feeling it, maybe sink a little deeper into the legs. Can you squeeze the shoulder blades a little closer towards one another? 2 more. Good. As you inhale, we're going to press through the feet and reach the arms up. Come back to that star position. Exhale, float the hands to the hips as you turn the toes in so the feet are now parallel and about 1 leg distance between the heels. Take an inhale, roll the shoulders back, open the chest. And exhale, let's go halfway. So I want you to pause when you think the back is about halfway. So we're creating a lovely long line with the spine, and you can keep the elbows where they are, lifting them a little, or if you want a bit more, why don't you reach the fingertips towards the sides so that it's like you've got aeroplane wings. Good. The crown of the head is still drawing forward, so the neck is nice and long, the breath is nice and strong. We have a few more here. Good. As you exhale, float the fingertips down. Take a little inhale just to walk the fingertips forward. And exhale, we're going to walk them around to frame our right foot at the front of the mat. So come onto the ball of the back foot, drop the back knee, and we're going to slide the front foot back into our half chaturanga. So drop the knees or a half plank, and then exhale, lower all the way down. Good, inhale, you know what's coming, we're holding that baby cobra. Remember, you can reach the fingertips, or you can lift the legs, or you can just stay with baby cobra for 3. Trying to peel yourself a little higher each time for 2. On 1, forehead to the floor, well done, tuck the toes, push back to a child's pose, and come back to your downward facing dog. Well done, take a good breath here. So remember, you can stay here, or this time you're floating the left heel up before we step it forward. Just holding a 3-legged dog for a few breaths. If you did some ankle circles, make sure you do them again on this side. Really feeling a nice stretch through the front of the left hip as you float that leg up. Good. If you lifted the leg, take it a little higher as you look forward and then step the left foot between the hands. Nice and light. Bump it up if you need. Drop the back knee, uncurl the toes, and take an inhale to reach the fingertips forward and up. Again, you can stay here with the arms, you can cactus them out, or you can maybe even take the hands behind the head and really start to open through the chest by drawing the elbows even closer towards one another. So we're really starting to open up the whole of the front body now in preparation for our peak posture of upward facing dog. Good, couple more here. Can you drive the hips a little further forward? Can you squeeze the shoulders and open the chest a little more? Nice, on your next inhale, just reach the arms up and then exhale, float the fingertips down. Curl the back toes under, lift the knee and spin the back heel down. This time the right fingertips lead as you windmill the arms up to warrior 2. Good, so remember what you know. set up, deep bend in the left knee, fingertips reaching, and when you're ready, let's flip the palms. Good, flying warrior. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale, rebend. 4 more, really finding breath and movement now. Good. Last 2. Final one like that, good. And then on your next round, remember we're pausing in a little star shape, spinning on the heels, turning the toes to 10 and 2, and then exhaling back into our goddess pose. Cactusing the arms still, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and trying to sink a little bit lower now, maybe lifting the elbows a little higher, drawing the shoulder blades closer towards one another. 3 more breaths. Zip in the navel, lower the tailbone. Good, last breath here. Can we all sink a little deeper? And then press through the heels, reach the arms up. Turn the toes in, and this time drop the hands behind you, clasp them together. Take a little inhale just to draw the fist towards the earth, open through the chest, and then exhale, start to come forward. And that fist is going up and overhead. Allow the head to be heavy, so take the creases out the back of the neck. And think about the fist not just coming overhead, but up and overhead. Opportunity to just check in with your breath. Excellent. Can you lean forward a little more, tilt the sit bones a little higher? And then as you exhale, slowly start to float the fingertips back towards the floor. Walk the hands around and frame your left foot now at the front of the mat. Drop the back knee and just slide that left foot back to your half plank, and then lower all the way down with control. Once you're there, we're coming up to baby cobra again. So really reach fingers if you're taking that option. Float the feet if you can, and we're here for 4 more. Last bit of work here in this cobra. Lift a little higher. Good, as you exhale, release the forehead down. Tuck the toes, push yourself back through a child's pose and back into your downward facing dog. Just 1 breath here. And then as you exhale, let's bring the knees to the floor, but have them close together. Sink the sit bones back to the heels and slide the hands beside the feet as you just round out the spine, allowing the shoulders to slump forward, allowing the forehead to rest towards the earth. So we're just taking a little counter posture here, allowing everything to round, the shoulders to scoop round. Three good breaths here. When you're ready, hands beside knees, press yourself up, just rolling through the spine nice and slowly, and then giving yourself a few shoulder rolls as you get to the top. Good. So from here, we're going to just lift and lower up. So on an inhale, sweep the fingertips forward and come high onto the knees. And then as you exhale, come straight back down. We're going to do 4 more like that. So inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, straight back down. Good. Moving with the breath and see if you can open a little more each time. Last 2. Good, let's stay up on this last one and listen carefully as you exhale. Can you land in a tabletop? Nice and slowly come down, good. And we'll come back to those cat and cows once again. So inhale, belly drops, chest opens. Exhale to round. Good, 4 more like that. Inhale, really focusing on that opening. Exhale. Good, 3 more. Last 2. Can you drop the belly a little more and draw the shoulders back? Good. Once you've done your final round, Again, we're gonna hold our next cow. So the next time the belly's down and the chest is open, I want you to hold. Now really think about spinning the chest forward, showing off your collarbones and drawing the shoulders back as you externally rotate. Holding 3 more, and just make sure you're breathing. You can maybe go a little deeper, last couple breaths. Good, as you exhale, just soften, release out, move around a little bit, shrug the shoulders from side to side. Same as when we did at the beginning, we're walking the hands forward and taking a second round of melting heart now. So if you can, we're going a little deeper this time. So melting the chest all the way towards the earth, maybe the chin. You can elongate through the neck so that there's no creases, and maybe your forehead might just gently be resting on the earth. Keep the arms active, keep the hips over the knees, and remember you can tuck the toes to help stability if you need to. Last couple breaths, go into your deepest version of this posture now. Excellent, just like before, drop the elbows, extend the legs, maybe just one at a time, and lower the belly down. So we've come towards our peak posture. By all means, if upward facing dog doesn't feel like something you want to have a go at today, this is where you can stay in your Sphinx, just working a little deeper, pulling yourself forward a little more. But if you're all ready, bring your hands beneath your shoulders, tuck the toes, and push yourself back to downward facing dog. So we're going to come through to upward facing dog via a plank position. So we're not going to hold plank for long. So once you're there, listen to the instructions carefully and we'll go straight in. So inhale, roll forward to plank, walk the feet back a little, get the shoulders over the wrists. Now from here, drop the hip bones behind the wrists. Flip over the feet so the tops of the feet are in the earth, and now externally rotate your shoulders and pull your rib cage through. Good. You can lower the knees and push back to child's pose and just take a little rest. So I want you to do about 3 or 4 more goes of that. So plank to upward facing dog with a little child's pose in between. And just have a go at cueing yourself in terms of drawing the shoulder blades back and the rib cage open. So 3 to 4 more, however many you feel comfortable doing. Remember, we're rolling to high plank, we're drawing the hip bones to the backs of the wrists, we're flipping over the feet, and then we're pulling the rib cage through and drawing the shoulder blades back and down. So it's just the hands and the feet that are on the floor, and then drop the knees and push back through child's pose. By all means, if you want to move from up dog to down dog and have a little play around, but just be mindful, we don't want to feel anything in the lower back. We want to really go into this nice and safely. If you're still working through Sphinx, take little rests in between. And if you feel like you want to have a go at maybe just 1 set of upward facing dog, you go for it. And remember, we don't stay too long in upward facing dog. It's part of our vinyasa. So don't worry about holding it. Just worry about, well, don't worry, but just focus on pulling the rib cage through and drawing the shoulder blades back and down. So we're really externally rotating and we're opening up the front of the body. Good, last couple rounds. And then we'll all meet in a child's pose once again with the shoulders slumping forward. Palms beside feet. Just noticing the breath. Checking in with how the shoulders are feeling. And ready, hands beside knees. Slowly push yourself up. Back to that kneeling position we began in at the start of the class. And you might just want to roll the shoulders a couple of times. And then from here, we'll reach the arms forward, palms facing down, and we'll take the right arm across the left arm. So you're crossing at the elbows. And we're coming into like eagle arms. So you're gonna kind of try and find opposite hands, but if that's not available, you can just hold the shoulders. Take a little inhale here, and then exhale. I just want you to soften through the upper back. So it's almost like you're allowing a little bit of rounding. You can even use the top hand as a little rest for your head. But all that opening now, we're just kind of countering that by spreading the shoulder blades and giving ourselves a little squeeze and a hug. Good, last couple breaths here. As you inhale, lift up, release the arms, give them a little shake. And we'll just float the arms up and we'll take a gentle twist. So left hand to outside of right thigh, right hand to lower back. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twisting to the right. Navel still forward, hips still forward. Notice that the sit bones are equal, pressure in the heels. Nice, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, float them down in front of you. This time we'll take left elbow across right, cross wrap and twist. Take a little inhale and then exhale, slump down. Remember, you can use the left hand just to rest your forehead in, or you can just hold opposite shoulders and give yourself a little squeeze. Notice if the thoughts have started to fill the mind again, and just try to find stillness by focusing on the breath. As you inhale, slowly reach back up. Let's shake the arms and again reach them up, and we'll just take that twist on the other side. So this time the right hand comes to the outside of the left thigh, the left hand floats behind. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. Excellent, last couple breaths here. Good, as you inhale, let's come back to center. Reach the arms up and let's lift off the heels. And then exhale, float the hands down to tabletop, and we'll just come through our last downward dog. If you feel like you want to take a vinyasa and work through an upward facing dog, you can. So just one more before we come to the earth. So a plank. Drop the hips, open the chest, flip over the feet, draw the rib cage through, and then exhale, back to downward facing dog. Awesome, guys, well done. So from here, we're walking the feet all the way up, crossing at the ankles, lowering your seat down, reaching the arms forward, and just rolling back on our spines, nice and slowly. Giving the knees a little squeeze. Maybe a little rock from side to side. Excellent. Drop the feet to the floor. And we'll just finish with one bridge. So when you're ready, press through the feet and just roll up through the spine. Lifting the vertebra one at a time. After all that opening of the front body, this should feel pretty nice. You can keep the hands flat to the floor. If you want to tuck the shoulders and clasp the hands, you can. Just 5 good breaths here. Good, last breath. Can we just lift one more inch? And then maybe you want to float the arms above you as you roll down. Swish the knees from side to side once your back is rested on the floor once again. Knees in towards you. Give yourself a squeeze. Good, and then we'll come into our final twist. So if you want, you can take eagle legs, seeing as we've done eagle arms. So your right leg is going to cross over the left. And you're going to shuffle your left hip across and drop the knees over to the left side. So right leg is on top and we're dropping over to the left. Or you can just take a normal twist with the knees stacked. Gaze over to the right if the neck feels good. Still holding on to the breath. Excellent, guys. So when you're ready, inhale, slowly bring yourself back to center. Unravel the legs if you took that option. You might need to shuffle the hips across a little. And then left knee goes over the right. Maybe you can cross, wrap and twist. And then you're shuffling the right hip under, stacking the left hip on top and dropping the knees over to the right now. Or knees are just stacked. Gazing to the left, trying to keep the shoulders grounded as best as you can. Good. On your next inhale, slowly back to center. Unravel the legs if you need to. Give yourselves one final squeeze of the knees and any other final movements that you think your body might need. One last deep, rich inhale to hug everything in. And then as you exhale, just coming into your final resting posture, your Shavasana. So nothing to do here, but let go and rest. So release your breath, let go of the practice. Tuck the shoulders towards one another, have the feet, hands and legs and arms all a little wider. Maybe one last inhale through the nose and just a nice sigh through the mouth. Good. When you feel ready, start to move fingers and toes. Maybe move around a little through the body, rocking on the hips, moving the shoulders. Maybe reaching the arms up above you, and you can catch opposite wrists or elbows for a little side stretch if that feels nice. You can bend the knees in, give yourself a hug or a little swish of the knees, whatever feels good. before finding your way onto your right side. Just holding a little tucked position here. Taking a moment just to notice how you feel. And then when you're ready, gently start to push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Maybe give yourself a nice big shoulder roll as you sit tall through the crown of the head. And then as always, we'll finish with our hands resting at heart center. We'll drop our chin down to our chest, thanking ourselves, thanking each and every one of us for sharing the practice. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Namaste. Thanks, guys.